You know, I would honestly say I have a really interesting life. People look at me as I am now, which is nothing too amazing. But I think there's things I've done in my life. I would always like people to know sort of about me that I'm not just this dull one dimensional character. It doesn't like saying lots of intricate talk. I can't do small talk very well. Um, I'm a sort of morning, good morning, how are you? Good. And then I don't know what to say, but I think this stems a lot from the position I'm in now, and what I've been through. I find it hard to make connections with people. Um, I do. Uh, I struggle with that quite a lot. I don't think I've ever had what you could really call a friend. Um, I have friends, but yeah. So I haven't always been this way, and I'd love people to know a little bit more about me. And so I thought I'd do this with a little, um, like one photo, what was going on type thing. So I think the first one to start off with would be this one here. This would have been taken around, did that one, and then we did another ship. So around March, February of 2014. This photo was taken not long before disembarking at Madagascar on the west coast called Mahajanga. Um, the guy on the right, Kim Jong O, was a really good guy. Had a bit of a penguin fetish. Um, yeah, he would see a penguin toy and oh, this is cutie. But a rather good guy. When I first met him on a ship New Year's Eve, it was the Hyundai Copia, and that was going to Egypt. And that's the first time I worked with him. He was a very young man, maybe 22, I believe. And so we boarded the ship about 5 minutes before midnight, New Year's Eve, 2013, 2014. I just received a text from our office in South Korea, and they said, "Oh, Happy New Year," and I said, "Oh, Happy New Year," and I remember the text came back saying, uh, "Have a very good New Year," because Koreans themselves can't really do the V sound and replace it with a P. Same with the F, they replace it with a P. So if you had one of them coming up to me and going, "Copy," and I, "Copy what?" Copy, copy, oh, coffee. Yeah. Na nun kopiurin mandula. I'm making coffee. Yeah, so I met him and he could speak very, very little English. And it was a discussion. Oh, you have family, brother, sister. And then the next vessel, we said, well, this vessel, we sailed, and it was a semi-submersible ship, so it had cargo on the back of it like dredgers and other boats, and it would sink, and they'd come on, and boarding that ship was a nightmare. We got on very shallow draft, which very, very shallow freeboard, so I think it was about 2.5 meters on this sinking deck level, so you had the main part of the ship at the front, sinking deck level. And what they'd done is the entrance in the centre of the ship, like a door at the bottom, they put a shipping container across. So you had to go up ladders over and down this little gap and in. And we had the boxes of ammunition, weapons, and it was about, 50, 60 kilos worth of kit trying to come up a ladder onto a shipping container to come down another ladder to go in. But yeah, it was a good crew. I worked with this tall gentleman on the left. He was the third officer. Had a lot of good laughs at night times, and with me being team leader at the time, I would always go with the third officer. So I would put myself with the most inexperienced bridge watch officer, and then depending on experience or people that have been in on other vessels with me. So the least experienced guy I put with the first officer. So he's more likely to be able to not be so reliant on the security, but the security has also got that comfort. They don't know the procedures very well, and at least they've got the most experienced officer on board the vessel. So this vessel, MV Sunrise, we sailed from Sri Lanka. We went to Dubai, and we berthed up in between where they're building those islands. So I was watching people in the afternoon. I was watching Dubai, and I was thinking, oh God, just 5 miles offshore, could swim it, but then you look overboard and you see lots of black and white sea snakes going around the bottom of the boat. We did get offered to go to Dubai, but they wanted $3,000 to clear us into Dubai on a boat and then to bring us back a day later on the ship, so it was pointless. And the amount of times we'd flown into Dubai and had like a night there before going to Sharjah and then sailing. So we waited there, but because of bad weather, the ship couldn't sink to attach the cargo on board. And they were actually getting a dredger brought on board, like a big digging thing that digs out sand and throws it away. And that was then sailing from Dubai all the way around South Africa and would be going to Brazil, where the dredger was going to be used for the Olympics to, I think, dig out where the yachting area was. And we were on that ship for nearly a month and a half, and whilst there, I could top up Tesco from Dubai, put a tenner on. It lasted me all of like 2 minutes. That's where I found out my great uncle Jim, my dad's uncle by marriage into the family, had passed away. But whilst there, the company STX Pan-Ocean was splitting to become STX and Pan-Ocean. So while we were there for about 30 days, just anchored off Dubai. We'd do some fishing at night time. I took a lot of amazing photos, left like the shutter open on a long exposure, and so Dubai was like bright as day. And as I say, this was just before disembarking, and that was a nightmare because the coastline where we were going to Madagascar was so shallow, coral and other bits. We were nearly 20 miles off the coast, so the boat ride in was long, bumpy and arduous. But whilst we were unloading the cargo, so the other gentleman that was working with us, Kim, he got on the small service boat, and we were passing the rifles down in the box to him, the equipment down in the box to him, and 800 rounds in a box, some 5.56 and some 7.62. Loaded it down to him, and he did the fumble, catch, and it fell in between this boat and ours. We're about 10 foot up in the air looking down, and he's on a boat, so his sort of head is bobbing up and down in front of sort of where my feet are on the smaller boat, and it fell in between the two. I saw my whole career then just go gone. And luckily, within a split second, the box bobbed up, and I was like, get it. And we got to Madagascar, got to the hotel. We had toast. It was a scabby, horrible little hotel down this dirt gravel road. At night time, it was full of prostitutes in the stairwell. It was a grotty little place. But they had Wi-Fi, so I'll give them that. Anyway, I said I had to finish the report. Got to the hotel, got on the Wi-Fi, sent the report to head office, and it was about 8 in the morning then on a Sunday, and I didn't understand the dynamic of Madagascar. Quite religious on a Sunday. All the markets were shut. We were there for 3 days before we were going to fly from Mahajanga to Antananarivo, and Antananarivo to South Africa, South Africa to Dubai back to Sri Lanka. Ooh. So we got there, and they went to bed, and they said, oh, we'll wake up maybe 1-2 in the afternoon and we'll go explore. And I thought, do you know what, I've finished my report, it's 7 in the morning, I need a beer. I walked outside, and the guy with a rickshaw, that guy, Jean, because I didn't realise he spoke French. And I remember having to find a local SIM card. Orange was the main one in Madagascar. Problem was it was all in French, but luckily on the old internet I managed to find out the codes, so to top up one star. So I found the French one with all the codes, so I didn't have to listen to like bonjour Orange téléphone communication, all that palaver. So I went for a walk, and this John was following me. I didn't want to get on the rickshaw because I don't like the idea of a very skinny, poor, black, emaciated, very hungry black man pulling a white man that was reasonably, well fed at the time, as you can see in the photo. I didn't like the optics of it so much. But so I said, beer, s'il vous plaît. And we went round to this shipping container with a tarp coming down, and it had a few pub benches outside. And he knocks on the window of this shipping container, and this Madagascar woman gets up from behind, rubs eyes, what? Oh, we've got someone here. This is what I believe he said in his mind, because within minutes all his family were there, and I was buying them beers. I mean, I don't regret it. It was nothing, and I was buying everyone. I think it was about 20 people in the end before I went back to the hotel because I ran out of money. The Ari. And the beer itself, 3-horse beer, and it looked like someone from a very shit Epson 1990s printer had printed this label with 3 horses on it. the caps weren't even fit tight when you got it, and it would like fall off. But yeah, I remember he invited pretty much everyone. This is my sister. Monsieur, my sister. And he even walked me back to the hotel, even though he was stumbling, trying to carry his pushy, as they call it, or rickshaw, or pushy. Sound like pussy, but yeah. And there was much more that happened in Madagascar, and I'd love to go on, but I thought, I was cool once. I did some rather bizarre things. So that's that. I hope you enjoy listening to this little tale, and I can't wait to share some more of my bizarre past with you. Take care all. Peace out. Love and prayers. Jesus is with you.